Om Namaste, beautiful earth flowers. So thank you for joining me today. Today I'm in a cave, kind of cave woman style. Welcome you in my home. So we're gonna talk about today the path into the self, the path into enlightenment, the path into the awakened self. So my journey started when I was approximately, one can say, 21. So in 9 days I'll be 33. So it's a long while ago for me that I started this beautiful journey, and I love this journey. The journey is not unstoppable. It's like you get home, but you're always inside this Maya until your body has no more vital force in it, and then you're fully awakened from the sleep. So I started to awaken, my awakening from the sleep. I had to leave Curacao. The island is so small back then, a community. Everybody knows you. If you're a party animal like me, you're done. You just want to move. So I was done only being a party animal. I wanted to study more. So I went to Amsterdam, enrolled into first fashion school. That shit didn't happen because I was always judging the teachers and the fashion school and the fashion and the brands and all. I was like a conspiracy theorist in fashion school. So I stayed in fashion school very, very short, and then I moved from fashion school into tourism management. I did tourism management. I received my bachelor degree. The school was pretty easy for me. It was fun. We travel a lot, and that's how I started to awaken. I became atheist for a while because the concepts of heaven and hell did not grow fond in me. Neither a devil and God in a beard and a devil in a horn. So I said, fuck all this shit. I'm gonna become an atheist. So for a year I was atheist, and that was the juiciest year for me because you start to deprogram from all the mind pollutions that the environment, society, your upbringing has given you. All these things creates your psyche, your mind. So I started to deprogram, and I became more open. As you deprogram, you become open. And one day I was very, very fascinated by Freud and Jung, and I dwelled deeper into them. I prefer Jung's theory afterwards. I was fascinated by Freud, and I was like, Jung makes more sense. And Jung has the foundation of spirit science, and Freud stays with science. So matter. Jung goes deeply into the spirit. So after Jung, I was exploring already at age 21 with mushrooms, with a group of people. In Amsterdam, mushroom is available. It expands your consciousness level immediately. If you're doing it consciously, not let's get high, but more in let's consciously awaken ourselves through the use of psychedelics and plant medicine. I did LSD, helps a lot to expand. Ayahuasca I was afraid of, and then I just once met a shaman who helped me tremendously with the realizing that it is your thoughts that you identify with the mind that creates fear. So this shaman helped me at that moment in time to realize that it was not a truth, it was only an illusion. And as I got in Costa Rica and I did my teacher training, I did ayahuasca. After the same day that I graduated for my teacher training, I did ayahuasca journey. And the ayahuasca experience opened myself up, seeing what matter and what energy was. So I could see the duality in life in the patterns of the flower of life, and the Pachamama, the plants, clearly talks to you exactly what you can hear, what you're ready to listen, and the vibration and the perspective you're already seeing from. So I could see the duality in life. I could see that there was a dream, an illusion. I could see that there's an I seeing us. It's the I self. I could see that this is a projection. Not that Earth is flat. Earth is a projection. I saw this with my own eyes through the ayahuasca experience. So I understand the flat earthing theory, but projection. It's my direct experience. I love direct experience, not theories from people that I don't know who wrote books millions of years ago. I like to go in and travel and experience and journey within, and that's the journey of the self. You have to journey within. You have to experience some sorts of some sort of expressions like plant medicine or You go on a pilgrimage journey. You find a guru, like my guru Mochichi tremendously helped me to deprogram my psychological mind that I had. So when I opened my channel 3 years ago, it was directly for this. I had a meditation vision to share my truth, my life stories, and I have the people might feel like, oh, her life stories is crazy. For me, my life stories are amazing because they brought me home. They are the ones that I discover myself through, the darkness especially. I transcended to discover this light that I am. So my suicidal little me wanted to speak. My psychological depressed little me wanted to speak. My abused child little me wanted to speak. My molested child little me wanted to speak, but not speak as a molested child, not speak as an abused child, not speak as a depressed. No, rather transcend these and speak how I overcome all of this. And this is what I started to do 3 years ago. So I started to use my life stories and then show people how I transcend my stories. And it became what it is today. Like, my stories became so in-depth after ayahuasca. It opened myself more, like to express this truth more via these channels and via my writing and my poetry, and it became more expressive, and I could go really into the darkness and show everybody how I transcend this without any shame. I don't feel any shame when I post something. Before I did. Now I don't at all. Like, no one. It's like the identity I transcended completely. Shame comes from the ego mind. When you transcend the ego, the identity, you transcend shame, and you remain as the shameless. Because Earth is our school. That's what you have to discover. That's what I discovered. Earth is a school. You incarnate on this school to journey through life, to awaken into the self. It's a journey of discovering the self. It's the journey home. And everybody you are watching in the eyes is, even animals, everything is the self. Even the flies is little selves. Everything is little selves to experience the self on earth temporarily. This is the Maya. When you awaken from the Maya, from the dream, you can awaken on earth. It's just to journey within and to transcend the psychological mind. You start to express purely as the artist that you are of consciousness. So I was always an artist. Since a child, I did plays, I did singing, dancing, painted. Everything that has to do with artistry, poetry, writing, I did. And when I became a yoga teacher, I was like, oh my God, how am I going to do my artistry within a stigmatized community called yoga? Because I want to leave the foundations of yoga in which I am. I am a karma yogi. I am a bhakti yogi. I'm a Gnana yogi. These are the foundations that I bring, but I want to bring them raw, authentic, and pure. So I ask consciousness help me to express my art on earth, to not be seen as somebody, oh, what's up with that yoga teacher, to just transcend that egoic concept and stigmatization that we are living already in. And yoga is one, and this is what I'm walking in. So it started to express dance through me. Earthflower Flow started. It started to express Earthflower Yoga, but not yoga like robotic way that I wasn't vibrating with any time. I love yoga, I love the asanas, I love the traditional asanas, but I wanted to create something new and original. So I started to do Earthflower Yoga. So Earthflower Yoga is an expression of femininity, the drive of Shakti, the power of Kali to burn the illusions while you're cutting your cords that you have on you, past cords, and you're using your hands to do the flow of Earthflower Flow as the yoga. I saw this and I used all types of music that I love. I love psychedelic rock. I love roots rock reggae. I love some hip hop. So I use everything. I love classical rock. I love slow romantic music. I love the 70s and the 80s and the 60s vibe so much, and always I did. I was a hippie by heart in my 20s. So experimenting with psychedelics and just grooving to this music of Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, and all these great masters that I enjoy so much, and Bob Marley, The Doors. I love Jim Morrison. It's like, whoa, his poetry is so awesome. And all of them, the Beatles, their poetry is so amazing. So I wanted to mash back with the flower child into this child. So of course I was a flower child. I saw that lifetime through past life regression. I did many past life regression, many lives I've seen. And this one, it was prior to this lifetime, I had the flower child lifestyle. And I want to bring that energy back into my own newness, this new now. And within my eternal self, I found universality. And universality is this, it's the flow of universality. So one day you're dancing hip hop, the next day you're dancing from my yoga. I'm flowing into hip hop, the next day I'm flowing into psychedelic rock, the next day I'm doing roots rock reggae. But it's the same foundation, the traditional asanas that I'm using it from. My nudity is my art. I express art within my nudity. I love a beautiful, let's say when you travel, you wander in Italia, these type of places that I've been to, and you see like these beautiful sculptures like a Michelangelo, you know? These beautiful artists, like all these beautiful artists, they used these forms, the universal form to create art, and that's how I see art. I see it as the nudity form, as the art, as the sculpture of God. How magical is that? And everything else, a stone is a sculpture of God. The sea, the plants, the trees, everything is so beautiful and magical. It has a sexy vibe in it. A sensual vibe comes through it. The masculinity comes, the femininity comes through all forms. And that's how I see life. So my perspectives started to heighten. And then my page became an art expression for consciousness. Not for Elaine Prince, that I transcended that identity, the needy one, the expectation one, but only for consciousness. So everything I express, I'm an artist. I express artistically as art. And the artist of consciousness, the muse of the universe. I am the art of the universe, expressing on earth. And all of us are the same. One just have to deprogram that mind to fully flow from heart. And this is the authenticness, because all beings have a pure authenticness to express. We were born with this on earth, to express this authenticity, this uniqueness, this rawness. And we've been polluted by the media and our upbringing that we have to be a certain way. What I come to show you all is to be yourself. Just be your beautiful, blossom, bountiful self. It can be a weird one, but weirdness is so magical, beautiful. Better than just plain normal. You see, for I. You see, that's for I. That's how I love to see life. I love the beautiful weirdness souls. Everyone has a beautiful expression show in your world. And my page is not you will see photos of everybody else, but however you will see photos of my art. Sometimes you might see a family member popping there, and a friend that I wrote a poetry for, but most is my art. I use my form as photography. I love to use the effects and like work on the imagery, and I love to do these things a lot, and it's just art for me. And my page is just the expression of consciousness, fully an art page. And that's, I like to collaborate with other artists and do collaboration work and support them too. And yet all these things I started to deprogram from the early on at age 21. And as the deprogramming occurred, I started to blossom as this free spirit. And a free spirit remains, the free self, the freedom self, the one that doesn't give a fuck what other people think, but that just flows freely. And I love this life that I've chosen. The one in me that wants to speak is now speaking, but as an awakened woman, as an awakened goddess, not as a delusional lil me wanting to speak for attention and praises or fame. This one, it wants to speak to help another soul, to shed light into your soul right now, to know that you are one with I and I, one. And to show one that you are light, that you can transcend your darkness into the purity of the self. And all of life is welcomed. So my journey was welcome. I needed to be brought up in a parental house that was Christian. I needed to go through that rebel stage, and then I needed to be an atheist for a year to open myself for the other teachings, for other beings. And then I met my guru at the right time in Mochichi that helped me to transcend my mind. And then I did my ayahuasca at the right time at that time. And all my other experiences with LSD, mushroom, marijuana, all the good, the bad, the ugly, the friends that came and go, all brought me home. So I thank you. I thank you for bringing me home to my journey. because here I am the self. It doesn't matter the rejections or I don't understand her or all the rumors believe. It brought me home and I am free, completely free. I adore solitude. I'm sorry, but I adore it. It's the purest self to adore, to be in your own company. How about that? Normally we have to be surrounded by others, but just to adore being in your own luscious self, bountiful love company. I am love, and this is the discovery of the self, to discover that you are love. Not being in love with yourself, but in love because you are love. And the one that created you, the highest almighty, the source of all of life, is also love. And this is what we are: love, peace, magic, compassion, bountifulness, forgiveness, grace, light, purity is the highest vibration of the self. All the low is the unconscious. The ego is just temporary for the creation of display of the Maya, for the school. As we reincarnate here, it's like we are the actors of this play, but at the same time we are beyond the acting, beyond the participation as the self, but temporarily actors watching each other in the eyes, walking each other home into the heart. Home is heart. Home is the self, the absolute self, that is the highest almighty. So thank you so much today for joining me, for listening to this. So keep studying. This is what I would say to all, like I did, is inner study all types of medicine, like all types of traditional medicine I did, Reiki healing, yoga, self-inquiry, self-realization. Read the books of the masters and just keep educating yourself. And then as you're educating, go within, journey within, journey within. Just close your eyes and you will be revealed by the highest self who you are. You are all of life and even beyond of life. All of life and even beyond this life. That's what we all are. The truth is that we are pure nothingness. Mwah! I love you, my magical souls. Peace and love. And thank you so much for joining me today. And go create your art, as you are also the artist of consciousness. You are also the art on earth. Just transcend that mind so you can vibrate the highest, purest art that needed to express on the earth. The one that we are waiting to see from you. So you don't need to be anybody else. You don't need to copycat anybody. Just be your purest self. That's what you want to see. Thank you so much. I love you. I'm going to take a dip in the water and we'll meet back next week. Mwah! Bye!